What's up guys, my name's Tyler and you're watching Thresher Built. Do you have an engine that looks like this? Is your engine old, dirty, nasty? Is it in a car that's 25 years old? If you want to make your stuff look brand new again, then this is the video for you. I'm going to go through and I'm going to show you how to take common spray paints and cleaning products from AutoZone and make your 25-year-old engine look brand new again. So for this, I'm using Duplicolor engine enamel with ceramic. I'm going with like a silver, and in real life the intake manifold really doesn't look that shiny like it does in that video. This freaking camera is doing wonders for that intake manifold. It does not look that perfect in real life. So basically I'm painting it so that the cast aluminum isn't as porous, and so it won't absorb greases and stuff. Basically it'll preserve it looking nice for a lot longer than if I was just to leave it this way. Plus it'll just look better. I want it to look perfect since I have everything out of the car. And in the process, I'll just show you guys like how I did it so that you guys can do it too if you want your stuff to look perfect. Man, look at how good this thing turned out. That just looks phenomenal. Exactly how I wanted it. Man, it's great. Couldn't have asked for any more. Looks great. So next I'm going to be painting the exhaust manifold and the turbo ceramic black. So I got the VHT flame proof. So basically this is supposed to be like a DIY ceramic coating for like headers. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and give it a try, and if it works, great. It was only like 10 bucks, 12 bucks, and it'll look a lot better than the rusty manifold and the rusty ugly turbine housing. So let's get out of the light there. So the black should make these look much better. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started on that. And so basically the process is 3 coats, 2 light coats followed by 1 medium wet coat. Apply all coats within 1 hour, 10 minutes between coats, and then after it's fully dried, which it says it is fully dried in 1 hour, can be handled in 3 hours. So I would say probably after an hour after the final coat, I'm gonna go ahead and pop it in the oven, and you put it in the oven at 250 degrees for 30 minutes and then let cool for 30 minutes. Put it in the oven at 400 degrees for 30 minutes, let that cool for 30 minutes, and then bake it at 600 degrees and then let that cool for 30 minutes. At that point, the manifold is cured and heat treated. You can also cure it on the vehicle, so you'll run it at idle for 10 minutes and then cool it for 20 minutes. Run it at idle for 20 minutes and then let cool at 20 minutes, and then run under normal operating conditions for 30 minutes and then let cool, and then it's cured. So let's get right into it. Hopefully it turns out good. I think it's gonna turn out good and I'm gonna save me some money. And worst case scenario, if it doesn't turn out good, at least it'll be better than the rust look. So let's get to it. All right, so we got her all taped up and ready for paint. So let's go ahead and lay the first coat.
2 hours later.
I'm gonna take these outside since they're smoking so bad. So now that I got the valve cover all cleaned up, I'm going ahead and taping off all the areas that I don't want paint on. Basically the mating surfaces where they're going to be sealing against other things like the VVT solenoid, oil cap, and the cam sensor. I am taping those off to prevent tape from getting on them. One big mistake that I made last time I painted a valve cover was I didn't tape off this one right here, and so wrinkled black paint got all up in the threads and everything, and it made it really difficult to thread the oil cap on and off. So I went ahead and taped that one off this time. Taping off. I really like how it looks too when the silver offsets the black, like the shiny silver, kind of like when you get a freshly machined engine and all the surfaces are nice and shiny and the engine is freshly painted black. I really like that. It gives it a nice, like, new, complete feeling. So that's what I'm doing with this right here. All right, so here we are. We're gonna do wrinkled black, VHT wrinkled black. You can pick this up at any AutoZone. And basically how I do this is I do alternating coats. So I'm gonna do this diagonal on this coat, and then the next coat is going to be diagonal the other way. And then the last coat will be side to side basically, or front to back. And that's just part of the instructions, and from my experience that helps it to turn out a lot better. And also you want to make sure humidity is down when you're using this paint, because the humidity will mess it up. So now I'm removing the tape. Be very careful when you remove this tape. It's also really important to take it off while the paint is still wet, especially in a situation like this. Otherwise you're going to end up peeling the paint back when you take the tape off if you let it dry. And you also want to get the valve cover in there pretty quickly after you laid your last coat. You don't want to let it dry for like an hour, because I did that once before and the oven didn't really help much. But if you put it in like 15 minutes after your last coat, it turns out great. Alright guys, well that's gonna do it for today's video. If you learned something or if you liked what you saw, drop me a thumbs up. If you want to see more content like this, hey, subscribe to the channel. I'm coming out with videos every single week of all kinds of different stuff, alright? So if you have any requests of things that you want to see, drop it in the comments section below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.